Hello, and welcome to my October 2025 real estate market update here in Campbell River and the beautiful Comox Valley on Vancouver Island. And this month, I just thought I would talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I'm recognizing that have happened over the last couple of months. If I was to show you a list of all the messages I get from agents regarding my properties that their buyers have viewed, you would be shocked that there seems to be a lot of buyers looking at homes right now and they're not writing offers. And in a lot of cases, these are brand new listings to the market where I get a flood of showings and I get every agent saying to me, keep me up to date, keep me posted on this listing. Let me know if there's any offers coming in. Well, properties I've had on the market have had many, many showings. And then, just like that, we get an accepted offer. And then the agent's messages to me are, my buyers have just started looking. Please let me know how that offer is going. Or my buyer's not quite ready to make an offer yet. Please keep me informed if the offer is looking shaky. So there are so many buyers out there right now just sitting on the fence, making no concrete decisions about purchasing properties, or even worse, they're not listing their homes, so they're ready to make an offer when they find that perfect property. This is really, really hard on our sellers right now, and it puts them through a lot because they continuously have to get the house ready for showings, and over again, buyers who are just looking and not writing offers. So no amount of marketing and open houses can actually sell a home that's overpriced, or what I'm calling a buyer's paralyzed state right now. So I'm telling you, if you're looking at properties, and there's a lot of you out there that are doing that, you need to pull the trigger and get excited about your next journey in life. Keep moving forward. Because let's face it, if we are now going into the next few months where less and less properties are coming on the market for sale, and you're going to see this in my numbers I'm about to show you. It means you need to buy, or if you want to buy, there's going to be less homes for you to look at because properties are going under contract, they're being sold, they're expiring or coming off the market, and our market is slowing down. Does that mean it's a good time to be a seller with less homes on the market? Well, absolutely it does. But it's a slower time of the year for sure. So the apprehension that's out there is massive due to the economic conditions in the world, and especially here in North America. The fear of job loss and destabilization of our country is causing too many people to feel like they need to sit and wait. So even if interest rates drop next week, like they're supposed to, I don't think it's going to spur the buyers into the market. You'll see in my listing inventory what I'm talking about. There are some great buys out there in the market right now. There's some beautiful properties. And now most of mine are all under contract. And I literally had 20 to 30 showings on every single property. That was a lot of work for my sellers. Yes, the market is unpredictable, and yet it's fabulous for others. So let's take a look at my presentation I've put together for you this month, shall we? So we are in mid-October right now, and I'm going to share the numbers from the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board from the month of September. So here's a little snapshot out of the Vancouver Sun where they say the BC real estate market is currently in a buyer's market characterized by high inventory and slowing price growth, with the average provincial home price slightly down from the previous year. Experts predict a slow market through the winter with potential for a more significant recovery by the spring of 2026, driven by potential economic improvements and stable employment. Affordability remains a key issue despite some price corrections, especially in areas like Greater Vancouver. In our area, our inventory is starting to slow, and we will look at those numbers as well. Let's just touch base on interest rates for a quick second. The prime rate directly affects variable rate mortgages, where the rate moves in lockstep with the prime rate. A higher prime rate means higher interest payments on variable mortgages, your line of credit, things of that nature. Where the prime rates are largely influenced by the Bank of Canada's target for the overnight rate, which is raised to combat high inflation and lowered to stimulate a struggling economy, such as what we're going through right now, which is why we think we will see another rate drop this week. But fixed rate mortgages, however, are not directly impacted by the prime rate changes until their terms end and the mortgage needs to be renewed. Vancouver Island's real estate market is showing signs of a balanced market with some regional variations in the summer of 2025. Sales have increased slightly compared to the previous year, but slowed from the summer highs as a typical seasonal trend. While single-family home sales are up year over year, condo sales have seen a recent sharp decline, though they remain slightly above last year's number in some area. Prices are generally stable with slight year-over-year increases in some areas like the Comox Valley, yay, Victoria, while others such as Campbell River have seen slight decreases or they remain flat. So our media release from October 1st says we have a resilient housing market, and it's going to carry through into the fall. So this comes from our chair, Olivier Node, and he notes that the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board's housing market, like last month, is in the mid-range of balanced, with approximately 6 months of inventory. So balanced markets offer the best of both worlds for the seller and for the buyer. But now that school is back in session, families are shifting back into their routines, and that's reflected in our housing market as well. So prices across our region remain relatively flat, underscoring the market's resilience. While economic headwinds persist, people are still moving on with their lives and making housing decisions. Well, let's have a look at what's actually happened in our markets, in our local markets of the Comox Valley and Campbell River area. Here is our summary from September 2025. And as you can see, the Campbell River area remains relatively the same over last month. However, they're down about 15.38% over this time last year. However, look at the Comox Valley market. It is up 46% over September of 2024, and it is also up over last month. So the Comox Valley has done relatively well as far as house sales go. Campbell River is struggling a bit. If we look month over month, I kept adding on so you could see what has happened since May, June, July, August, September. Now we only fell $700 from August to September, but that is still a downward trend. So we have continued month over month to go down. If I look at the active listings in September, there were 1,424, and there were exactly 1,424 over the previous month. Isn't that interesting? But if we look at where we're at right now in October, those numbers have changed a lot. The benchmark price in all of Vancouver Island Real Estate Board area sits at $796,200, and it is down, like I said, $700 over the previous month. The areas that the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board cover are North Island, Campbell River, Comox Valley, Alberni Valley, Parksville, Nanaimo, Cowichan Valley, and not Victoria. So when you hear these numbers, remember that the city of Victoria is not included in these numbers. So let's have a quick look at our benchmark pricing over the last couple of months where we're sitting. Campbell River now, we're up slightly at $706,200, which is about $4,000 up over last month. And 6 months ago, we were exactly the same at $706,000, and we're just up slightly over 12 months ago by about $12,000. If we look at the Comox Valley, we are down in a benchmark price over last month. And if we look a year back, we are up about $20,000. So in Campbell River, the benchmark price of a single family home was $706,200 last month. That's up 2% from September 2024. And the Comox Valley year over year benchmark price rose also by 2% to $846,000. So we're not seeing big differences year over year, but we are staying relatively balanced. If I look at the condo market, we are up in Campbell River A little about $11,000 over the same time last month. If we look year over year, we are down about $10,000. In the Comox Valley, we are also up month over month. We are now at 383,700. And if we go back a year, we're down a couple of $1,000. So it's not a lot, but we are remaining balanced year over year. Our townhouse market has fallen in Campbell River by about $6,000. We're now at $540,800. And if we go back 12 months ago, we're also down about $600 month over month. In the Comox Valley, we're also down. We're down about $6,000 from this time last month. We're now sitting at $550,800. And if we go back 12 months ago, we are down about $12,000. So there is a little bit of a difference in our townhouse market year over year. If you were to ask me who the buyers are right now, I have buyers coming in from Ontario, Alberta, and the mainland. Couple of people that are local that are just moving down the socio ladder, so to speak. And I have a lot of probate sales and one power of attorney going on right now. So remember, I was telling you if we take a little snapshot month over month, I like to do this. We are sitting at new listings at about 58 this week, over 75 same time last month. However, what I was looking at in these new listings is 10 of them are a new townhouse development. So really we're probably more like 48 listings. Our pending sales are down almost half, and we can see prices and our decreases are about the same, and the sold is down considerably. So yes, our market has shifted. Things have slowed down a lot. As I said, I still feel there's a lot of buyers out there, but either they are not in a position to make a move or they're waiting. They're still waiting. Here is a great buy today. This is one of the best buys in this area of Jubilee Heights. This is Michigan Drive, on the market for $738,000. This is a really cute house, very well kept, 1,500 square feet. It has a smaller lot that has a lot of fruit trees on the property, and you either like the fruit trees or you can take the fruit trees out. It's entirely up to you. I think this is one of the best buys on the market in Campbell River in this price range right now. Here we have my new listing on Driftwood, and this property went into multiple offers and it is actually sold as of the weekend. My listing on Williams Beach Road, I had two offers on this property. Both of them were subject to sale, which we did not look at. And then we got another offer and it is accepted. We have some inspections happening this week. This was a great property, nice over 1 acre, beautifully landscaped. The house needs to be updated, but look at how cute that property is with that massive big garage out the back. Schultz Road, this is an opportunity for someone that wants to do development down the road. You could fix up the houses that are on the property, but it is in the OCP's higher density plan, so you could hold on to this property for redevelopment. It is over 6 acres, and Schultz Road is a lovely road with lots of new houses along that street. Cougar Smith is out in Fanny Bay. It is another 5.6 acre property. There are 2 homes that have been moved onto the property that need to be finished. We're asking $995,000. There's great opportunity if a family has a couple of in-laws or whatnot that they want to also move on to the property. It has 2 road frontages and it has a CR1 zoning on it. My little house at 12th Street in Courtney has an accepted offer on it. This was an amazing buy with 2 street frontages and a 920 square foot 3-bedroom property. Congratulations to my seller on the accepted offer. Hopefully we get those subjects removed. I have reduced the price of the E&B convenience store. I'm not selling the store. I'm selling the land and the building. This property has 3 suites up above. It makes a very good rental income for anyone. And there's lots of room to expand on that property on 17th Street, now offered at $1.2 million. Here is my property on 1330 Williams Beach Road. I cannot tell you the number of showings that my seller has had to go through on this property. We have an accepted offer, and hopefully we are going to get subjects removed in the next week on that property. We have an accepted offer on my probate sale on Henderson Avenue, and now we are just pending probate for this property. Catherwood, we have removed subjects. This was also a probate. We were waiting for probate to be complete, and it is. It is now sold. So congratulations to my executor as well as the other seller on this property. Arizona is sold. It is new construction. We think that the completion is going to be sometime in February or March of 2026. I love this complex, also in Jubilee Heights on Arizona Drive. Beautiful. The Island Highway townhouse that I listed sold in 1 week and full price. Congratulations to my seller. And I wanted to take the time to talk to you about some of my home inspections and other things that come up throughout the year of the 50 homes that I have sold this year. So one of the things where I live out in Black Creek, we are on septic, and it surprises me time and time again when we have septic inspections, the number of septic tanks that have not been maintained, have not been cleaned out. So these are things that you want to do before you put your house on the market. You want to get the septic tank checked, the lateral lines flushed out, the D-box. You don't necessarily want the septic tank to be emptied if you are putting your house up for sale. And if you want to understand why that reasoning is, you can give me a call and I can go through that with you. Your gutters, have you cleaned them, washed them? These things tend to back up. They get clogged up. Your perimeter drains. When was the last time you had them flushed? You want to make sure that they're running clear, because a home inspector is going to put a camera through your drains to make sure they are actually functioning as they were meant to function. The other thing is check out your crawl space. Get down there before the home inspector does and look for signs of rodents. Look for how they're getting in, get that cleaned up. Look for areas on the walls and the cement to see if water is trying to get through. Look for signs of mold, things that are black, the smell that's down there, and get into the attic. Check your insulation out. Check for rodent droppings. Make sure that all your fans are secured and not blowing into your attic space. I always say to people, we live on the wet coast. And because of that, we get a lot of mold in properties. And it doesn't matter if your house is 5 years old or 30 years old, because I have had 3 homes that are under 10 years old that have all had signs of mold. So these are just things. If you sat down with me at a listing presentation, I am going to go through all of these things with you. And if you can't get into the attic or into the crawl space, I am going to send that admin guy in there for you. So this is very important. It's a huge part of a sale that usually costs the seller thousands of dollars in the end. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to all of my clients for the amazing opportunity they've given me to secure, once again, the Icon Award for EXP. It's been a phenomenal year for myself, and I can't do it without you. So there you have it. That is our October 2025 real estate market update here on Vancouver Island in the beautiful areas of the Comox Valley and Campbell River. My name is Heather Clifford, and if you are interested in finding out how much your home is worth in today's market, don't hesitate to give me a call. It would be my pleasure to help you out, even if you just want to know. Until next month, take care, everyone.